What's the Chow Chinchows JoesphGames here. Welcome back to another week of the IBL, the Indigo Battle League. This is week 5. We are playing Cool Pikachu and her California Kingdras. And to those people who care and just want to get out of here already, we did lose. So if you want to, you can go. The door is there. Please go. Oh, okay. You gone now? Good. Right. To those people who actually want to see the match and hear my commentary and my thoughts about this match, which I hope you're all here and we will get this done. I feel like that's the best way of doing this, telling people if I win or lose in the first 30 seconds of the match. So for the people who want to just go, can just go. And if the people who want to watch the match, can stay around and watch the match with me, JoesphGames. Anyway, let's get into our team. So the team we bought for this fight goes as follows. We started off with little bro Vigaliga with the immunity ability and of course the Eevee Light with agility, baton pass, roost and earthquake. Then we had Robin with Nature's Gift, Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, and Gale Wing, holding the Lychee Berry. By the way, Lychee Berry makes the Nature's Gift Grass type. It was for Quagsire, really, in a way, but she didn't bring Quagsire, so it wasn't really helpful to us in any way, shape, or form, really. But there you go. Then we have Ender, the Blastoise, Mirror Coat, Rapid Spin, Toxic and Scald, Torrance with leftovers. Then we have Maui, Woodhammer, Stone Edge, Horn Leech and Superpower with the Choice Scarf and Grassy Siege ability. Then we have Nightmare, the Kieran Black, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Flash Cannon and Roost with the Groundyism Z this time for Z Earth Power, which might have done damage. I don't know. Didn't get a chance to use it really that often, really. And then we had CM Punk with Knockoff, Close Combat, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch with the Assault Vest. So that is the team. Let's have a look at this matchup. Where is it? Battle video. There it is. Okay, so I need to remember this. 3 minutes into the video, I go and press the battle, and the battle starts at 3:13. Okay? I'm doing this, I'm remembering that because the fact is I'm trying to record the battle for Cool Pikachu as well, and I thought to myself, I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone and record my, what I'm thinking and feeling about the match whilst recording the battle for Cool Pikachu. And then just send her the battle. That's what I thought. Anyway, so she starts with the Alolan Ninetales. I started with Gliga. I decided to switch out here because I knew I didn't outspeed, so I hard switched into Robin, hoping to get off a Flare Blitz. She does the Aurora Veil. I spent like half the match trying to figure out what the hell this does, by the way, because I haven't played around with Alolan Ninetales, so I don't know what Aurora Veil does. Apparently, it boosts your defenses, so you're resistant to special attacks and physical attacks for a few turns. So there you go. That's what Aurora Veil does. I didn't know that at the time. And it took me a long time to figure that out during the battle, which is not cool. She switches in. I went for the Flare, but she switched into this. She switched into Livewire. Here I switch into Nightmare. My Kieran Black wanting to go for the Earth Power, and Terra Volt was really good. She goes for the Giga Drain here. Doesn't do a lot of damage to me, and because of Terra Volt, I was able to get off this Earthquake. I mean, not Earthquake. If I had Earthquake, that'd be amazing. Earth Power, and it did okay damage. It wasn't great. Did okay damage. Brings it down to the yellow. She's still able to Volt Switch out, which is kind of annoying. And apparently it was a crit too. Yeah, oh yeah, hacks are all over the place in this, mate. Both on my side and hers. It really was one of those fouls, and it was not cool. So she goes into Noivern here. I switch out because I wasn't going to outspeed a Noivern, so I go into Ender here to try and take a hit. She U-turns on Ender and goes... What's she going to? Oh yeah, she goes back into a low one Ninetales. As the hail stops. And the Aurora Veil wears off. She switches back out into Livewire. At this point, I get the Toxic on Livewire, which was actually really key. I think it shut down Livewire quite a bit by getting it Toxic'd. I'm not exactly sure on that, but getting the Toxic was really useful. Here I switch out of Ender into Nightmare again. So I'm looking for another Earth Power to do some damage here. She does double switch from her Electric, Volt switching back into Alolan Ninetales. I guess if I'd predicted this, I could have gone for the Flash Cannon. I did not predict this, sadly, so I switched out again. Into Ender. She sets back up the Aurora Veil, which is kind of annoying. Ender is buffered by the Hail. And here I go for a... I think this is the turn. Yeah, I think this is the turn. Here I go for a Scold, if I remember. No. Okay, not yet. It's not time for the Scold yet. The Scold Wars yet. So here I went for a Toxic, trying to poison the Alolan Ninetales, which I think would have really helped. She switched back into Livewire, which means, in other words, I did not get my poison because this thing is already poisoned. And she's hurt by the poison. I switch out at this point because the fact is, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have taken a Volt Switch if I did. I guess maybe I could have Mirror Coated in this situation. I switched into Gligar, stopping her from Volt Switching. Doesn't really do much for me though, being in with Gligar, because Gligar can't really attack in this situation. She switches out of Livewire into Gondor, which is her Donphan. I Agility here because I wanted to see what she was going to do. I could have Earthquaked, actually. Could have done some damage with Earthquake. The Hail stops. I was going to Baton Pass. Then I realized Ice Shard was a thing. So I decided to hard switch, ruining my Agility. But, like, I just couldn't risk. I just couldn't risk going not hard switching into Mons. At this moment in time. She was able to set up the Stealth Rocks, which is kind of annoying. And she got the Hail. And she has the Aurora Veil up. Well, she's going to have the Aurora Veil up in a minute. I Scold. This burns, which I guess may have been key. Again, I don't really know. But the hacks were on both sides of this battle. I think she got a bit more lucky than I did in the end, really. That's probably what caused her to win. I think that's probably the only thing that really caused her to win. So she sets back up her Aurora Veil, which is kind of annoying. I think that's set up again. I go for the Scold again, hoping to do some serious damage. Does take her down to about half, which is okay by my books. This time I'm thinking to myself, does she have Freeze Dry? Does she have Freeze Dry? Would I live? I'm thinking to myself that every time. Does she have Freeze Dry? Would I live? She switches out into Volcanion, which is just a load of Japanese characters. Maybe probably she doesn't have the right name for it because she didn't gen it right. But that's fine by me. I don't really care at this moment in time. I stayed in, and I go for the Mirror Coat here. She goes for the Earth Power. It is a crit, but I Mirror Coat and one-shot her Volcanion. I think the crit mattered and allowed me to one-shot the Volcanion. I think the crit mattered. I'm not exactly sure on that, but I think the crit mattered, and if it wasn't for the crit, I probably wouldn't. I probably wouldn't have outsped. I probably wouldn't have been able to one-shot. I go for the Mirror Coat again here. Sadly, she crit me. I possibly could have lived. I don't know. I didn't do the counts in my head. There's possibly a chance I could have lived. But I go into CM Punk here. I wish I had Bullet Punch on this moveset. I'm thinking to myself, what are the chances of her having a Fairy type move? So so I don't really know for sure. But she switches out back into Gondor. Her Donphan. I go for the Fire Punch. Because I was thinking she wasn't going to switch. She's going to use a Fairy. She was going to try and use a Fairy type move on me. And I got the burn from this. So again, hacks in my favor, hacks in her favor. There was a lot of hacks about, and it was a really interesting match. I Ice Punch here, which does do some damage. Her Aurora Veil is off, so I'm able to do some good damage again now. Earthquake does do something. It does do a little bit to me. The Assault Vest really helps out with that and makes sure that she doesn't do a lot of damage to me. Here again, I go for the Ice Punch. This does crit, though. This does crit. I don't think the crit probably definitely didn't matter because she's still alive. But, you know, there was a crit. I live another Earthquake. And I get the kill on the Donphan from this Ice Punch here. But she does do an Ice Shard before I get the Ice Punch off, so she is able to do some damage to me on her way out, which is okay. Back into Noivern she goes. Again, I don't outspeed the Noivern with anything on my team. The whole point was to try and set up with agilities. Go back, set up agilities with Little Bro. Go into things that could live moves and attack the Noivern with Ice Punch. And once I got rid of the Noivern, this match would have been over, but I just couldn't get rid of that Noivern. She switches out. I go for the Roost. She switches out into Deathstroke, her Bisharp. Here I went for the Earthquake, but she switches out back into Livewire. So my Earthquake does nothing, which is kind of annoying. But I do get some poison even more poison damage on this thing. I do agility here because I'm trying to set something up to try and see if I can do anything in here. She Giga Drains. Doesn't do a lot of damage to me because of the EV Light. And whatever she got back from the Giga Drain gets taken off her by the poison. She Giga Drains, I agility again. She Giga Drains again. But this time the Toxic kills her, so killing from beyond the grave is Blastoise. So I like that. Killing from beyond the grave is Blastoise. Down goes the Electros. A Noivern comes back out again here. I guess maybe I've gone for another agility and this time gone into Kieran Black. I baton pass into Maui. She air slashes and, well, it does practically everything to me. But I do live. So I'm thinking here, I'm +4. I outspeed her, but she wasn't going to let me Stone Edge. I was going to go for the Stone Edge. She wasn't going to let me Stone Edge her, sadly. I do Stone Edge, and it does nothing because she switched into Deathstroke, which is kind of annoying. So in the end, really, I have to let Maui go. I guess I could have gone into Kieran Black here, maybe, instead of Maui. That might have been the better play. She Sucker Punches me. I went for the Stone Edge again because I had to let Maui go. There's not really much Maui could have done in this situation. Switching out would have done nothing. I go back into Little Bro. Trying to do it, trying to set up the agilities again. Because, you know, I thought it might work again. She switches out. Back into Noivern. I go for the Roost because I think myself I'm not enough HP where I could do this and get away with it. So I Roost up, get my left, get the HP from the grassy terrain. Of course, I get air slashed here. Doesn't do a lot of damage. I'm able to get the agility off. Here, again, I could have gone for another agility. The grassy terrain disappears from the field. Air slash could have flinched at any time, which is really annoying. It didn't. I baton pass out. At this time, I'm sort of hoping I outspeed, and I go into Nightmare. Realizing after all my calcs, I do not outspeed. And I was trying to calc at this point. But she switches out. Back into Alolan Ninetales, which is kind of annoying that she went into this thing. Again, I could have Flash Cannon. And at this point, too. I went for the Ice Beam, hoping she would stay in with Noivern. Wasn't expecting her to switch out into this thing. The Ice Beam did do a lot of damage. And then the Burn did pretty good damage too. I Roost here. Thinking to myself, does she have a Fairy-type move? I need to know if she has a Fairy-type move. She has Moonblast! And I live with 7. So I'm thinking to myself at this point, do I let her kill me, or do I try and Roost up and see if I can do anything? I Roost back up. She hits the Moonblast again, and it kills me, sadly. I guess I could have gone for Flash Cannon and killed her at this point, and I would have still had a. I would have still had. Yeah, I would have still had Kiram, and I possibly could have outspared and gone for the Ice Beam, and it might have killed. There was still time. There were still times when I could have done that, but not going for the. I guess maybe I took too long killing her in the end. Really, I shouldn't have roosted. That's probably my problem. I shouldn't have roosted, and I tried to go for something. Here I air slash. I don't outspeed, so no. Here she air slashes. I don't outspeed with anything at this point, so I just at this point I let her win. Really, apparently that air slash crit. I didn't outspeed with anyone else, so I could have done something with Alolan with Kieran Black. I could have ice beamed if I'd gone for the Flash Cannon. And killed off Alolan Ninetales. I could have gone for the Ice Beam, killed off this, Groundyism Z on the Bishop. I could have won. There was a way. But sadly, I wasn't thinking about that at the time. Anyway, GG's and really good game. Thank you for the match, Cool Pikachu. Go and check out her channel. She is amazing, and she's really, really cool as well. And the fact is, she's, she's in LLA, so I thank her for getting up at the time that she did in order to battle me, because it's like 6, 7 o'clock when we in the AMs when we battled her. So I thank her so much for that. You know, that's her Saturday. She starts off her Saturday at 6 AM in the morning battling me. Wow. Anyway, if you did enjoy this battle, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I don't mind about winnings and losses as long as I have fun battles and I enjoy myself out there. And I did today. I did enjoy myself out there, so I'm totally okay with this loss. So leave likes, comments, and subscribes. Go and support Cool Pikachu and the rest of the IBL. If you're on VidMe, you can leave upvotes, you can follow the channel, and of course you can leave comments over there as well. But until next time, I'm JoesphGames. Next week we take on the Toronto Blue Jays again. No, we take on the Toronto Totodiles. She is BlueJayOnToast. Why do I get mixed up between that? I don't know why. But we take on the Toronto Totodiles. The coach is BlueJayOnToast. But that's who we face next week. So, cannot wait for that. This has been a really good fight, and I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, I'm JoesphGames, and I am out. See you again.